Incredibly, this human head created us all. Although it has been dead for thousands of years, the cells on the top are still alive. Now Dr. Xiao wants to stimulate his nervous system, making him think he is still alive. After the injection, the head opened its eyes. However, the potion was too strong, black liquid flowed out of it. Dr. Xiao sealed him immediately, but the head exploded on the spot. After analyzing its DNA, proved that its DNA was exactly the same as human DNA cells. This also proves that the hypothesis is correct. All human beings on the Earth are the products of their high technology. However, these creators, known as engineers, have a terrifying purpose, which is to bring this mysterious black water back to Earth. If it is true, the human race is at risk of extinction. Hundreds of millions of years ago, there was no life on Earth. One day, the engineer landed on the Earth in a spaceship, opened the lid, and the mysterious liquid inside was revealed, and he drank it. A moment later, the body underwent changes, the skin all over the body rapidly festered, and the DNA began to break and decompose. Finally, the decomposed DNA completes genetic recombination in water. Since then, there have been life forms on the Earth, which is the origin of humans. Tens of thousands of years later, humans discovered the murals he left behind, thinking that engineers guided humans to find them. So a spaceship named Prometheus began to explore the universe. The owner of the spaceship is named William, who is rich and is afraid of death. He is not as fearless as ordinary people. He hopes engineers could prolong his life. Robot David is in charge of piloting the spaceship. Although he was created by William, he thinks he is superior to human beings, because human beings will be old, sick, and die. But as a biochemical person, he will live forever and will soon be out of human control. He will incarnate the creator in this operation. Just landed on the planet and he found a huge cave. Obviously, this is not naturally formed, but man-made. The air inside is safe and non-toxic, allowing everyone to breathe freely. David clicked on the wall, the cave began to change, and a holographic image appeared in front of everyone. Judging from the screen, they seemed to be running away from something terrible. Following the holographic image, Dr. Xiao and others discovered the body of an engineer whose head was crushed by the gate. The two men who sensed danger left here directly. After testing, Dr. Xiao found that the engineer had been dead for 2,000 years. Then David opened the door. The doctor finds a shattered mist, and a large statue of an engineer's face that looks remarkably human. At this time, everyone's eyes were attracted by the mural on the top of the wall without noting the bugs under their feet. There are countless black jars here. After careful observation, David found that black liquid was still flowing out of these jars. The doctor found that the murals on the wall were also changing. He thinks that his team has changed the environment here. The personnel in the spacecraft on the other side discovered that a sandstorm was coming soon, which would bring a lot of returned soil and static electricity. After receiving the news, Dr. Xiao put away the head to leave. While no one was looking, David secretly took a black jar. At this moment, the worm just touched the mysterious liquid inside. When the sandstorm came, Dr. Xiao took everyone back to the spacecraft safely. Meanwhile, David began his own research. Since everyone is created equal, why should he be inferior to humans? He took out the liquid in the black jar, ready to imitate the engineer and start creating life. Holloway, who has always been dissatisfied with him, became his experimental subject. He mixed the drops of liquid into the wine, let Holloway drink it, but he didn't know that this almost killed all human beings. On the other side, the two men with a beard and glasses who had evacuated earlier were lost in the cave. They found a large number of dead bodies of engineers, which appeared to be opened. At this time, the machines on their bodies indicated that there were signs of life nearby, and they followed the guidance to the location of the black jar. Under the action of the liquid, the few bugs just now had evolved into snake-like creatures, which excited the man with glasses who is a biologist. The next moment, they wrapped him up and directly break his arm. The bearded man took out a dagger and cut it in half, but its blood corroded the mask of the bearded man, and the broken body grew out again, and got into the body of the big-eyed man. When he woke up the next day, Holloway found that something was wrong with his body, and there seemed to be a bug in his eye. Before he could think about what was going on, the captain ordered everyone to look for the man with glasses and the bearded man. At this time, all the liquid in the black jar had flowed out, and next to it were the corpses of the man with glasses and the bearded man. When they opened the body of the man with glasses, the mutated bug also got into the water. And now Holloway is terminally ill. Everyone is going to withdraw to the spaceship for treatment. David came to the deepest part of the cave. Countless black jars are densely packed here, and 4 hibernation cabins are placed on a console. When he pressed the switch, a new holographic projection appeared. It turns out that they are not in a cave, but the spaceship of the Genesis engineer. According to this video, their final goal should be the Earth, but they don't know why, and they don't know what caused the collective death. Just then, David noticed bright lights flickering in one of the hibernation pods. After careful observation, he found that after 2,000 years, the engineer was still alive. Now Holloway's body has begun to mutate, and he is in urgent need of treatment. But the eldest daughter of William held a flamethrower and refused to let him board. He knew there was no way out. Saying goodbye to his lover, Dr. Xiao with his last words, he asked his companions to kill him. The distraught Dr. Xiao passed out on the spot. When she woke up, David told her that she was pregnant for 3 months. Dr. Xiao couldn't believe it because she was born unable to conceive by herself. What's more, from last night, there was only 10 hours, she will have an operation to remove it. David knew that his plan had succeeded. The black liquid uses Dr. Xiao's body as a medium, a new life will be born, and he himself has become the creator of life as he wished. In order to prevent Dr. Xiao from destroying his plan, David forcibly injected her with a sedative, preparing to put her in a hibernation chamber and bring her back to Earth, when all human life will be at risk. After the medical staff arrived, Dr. Xiao woke up, and then came to the medical room, preparing to remove the foreign body. After enduring for a long time, the 8 claws creature was finally taken out. Dr. Xiao thought that the poisonous gas would kill it, but this was just a state of suspended animation. Dr. Xiao accidentally found his superior William, who had awakened from hibernation. David also revealed a secret: there is still an engineer alive at this moment. William believes that since human beings are created by engineers, there must be a way to prolong their lifespan. Dr. Xiao put on her boyfriend's ring and protective clothing. In order to find out the truth, she chatted with the boss for a while, and the group went to the cave again. Under the leadership of David, Dr. Xiao and her team came to the engineer's hibernation cabin, and David also expressed his judgment. The engineers at that time were going to evacuate with the black liquid to leave for the Earth. Since the situation got out of control, everyone died here. He opened the hibernation cabin and awakened the engineer who had been sleeping for 2,000 years. Dr. Xiao no longer couldn't help the doubts in his mind. But now William can't wait that David can express his goal. How can he get eternal life? The engineer glanced at them, grabbed David by the neck, lifted him up, split him in half, and sent Wily Ammo away directly. The engineer killed everyone. Only Dr. Xiao escaped alone. Instead of chasing her, he activated the ship's navigation system. The next thing to do is to complete the unfinished task of more than 2,000 years ago. Bring all the black liquid to the Earth, and eliminate all life on the Earth. The spacecraft that had been buried underground for thousands of years finally came to life. Dr. Xiao has escaped successfully. She tells the captain that if the engineer brings black liquid to Earth, all humans on Earth will be killed. As long as the plasma thrusters on the spacecraft are ignited, the Prometheus will become a giant bomb, and the responsibility of saving all mankind will fall on their shoulders. The engineer's ship followed shortly after takeoff. With a loud bang, Prometheus shattered into countless pieces and completed its mission, paralyzing the spacecraft. When it fell to the ground, it happened to crush William's daughter to death. Dr. Xiao thought it was over, and was about to going to the medical cabin to replenish oxygen. At this moment, she discovered that the creature born that was supposed to die had come back to life, and its size was dozens of times larger than before. Looking back, the engineer wasn't dead. Dr. Xiao opened the door of the medical cabin, and fled while watching the big creature wrestle with the engineer. It didn't take long for the engineer to die in the mouth of the Now that all members of the team were killed and the spaceship was broken, Dr. Xiao couldn't help feeling a little desperate. David told her that as long as he repaired his body, he could pilot another engineer's spaceship and take her off. At the end of the story, Dr. Xiao also repaired David, but instead of returning to the Earth, She asked David to take her back to the home planet of the engineers. She wants to learn from them the truth, why humans were created in the first place. Now want to destroy them on the other side. The engineer who was killed conceived a brand new life form in his body, which is the world's first alien. So guess, what will be the fate of David and Dr. Xiao after they return to the engineer's home planet, and what kind of collision will these two races have? Who can survive this war?